To access all full body language videos, breakdowns and analysis, alongside the game that I can't feature here on YouTube, check out the Patreon, the link is in the description. Thanks.
Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. Alright, new series starting from now. We're going to watch a video together, alright? This is probably going to garner a slight little bit of attention. I say slight because as of so far, we've not really established a high degree of momentum with these videos, but I do see you coming in now. So slowly and surely we are, finding our market per se, but the demographic will switch up a little bit from the last videos because we're going to watch Pop the Balloon. It's still a dating program, but it's a different demographic, all right? I've seen a few, well, I used to see a fair few clips of this floating around on different platforms, and I found some very entertaining conversations and communications on this program. So I've never watched an episode in full. I am looking forward to this. Let me give some respect to Arlette Amuli, who has uploaded this and must host it, given the title of it. Episode 60, Pop the Balloon or Find Love. So there's a symbolic popping of the balloon, which represents I'm out of the game, I'm over, I'm not interested in you. If you keep your balloon, then you're good to go. All right, you can continue staying in. It's a little bit of like something we had, if not still have, over in the UK on television called Take Me Out, where a woman would hit a buzzer to opt herself out of the game. I don't want to be with you, I'm not interested in you, I'll press the buzzer, Anyway, we're going to watch the introduction and get straight into it. I think the start's just going to show us the people involved, right? So we got my man comes in with the tongue jut. I'm not gonna jump into the non-verbal cues straight away unless something's incredibly striking. I'm just gonna let you, make your mind up with these characters. But this guy comes in with a tongue jut. I'm not gonna explain to you what that means. You do your research. Squint in the eye, very sexy, prowling like a lion. Look at him. Ringed fingers. Accentuation of the hips. Is this Arlette? Shout out to Arlette. Respect. Hands on the hips, accentuating the hip to waist ratio. Looking good, Arlette. If that is you, maybe that's someone else. My man's got the dapper fit in. Rubbing the palms of the hands, forming a defensive mechanism. My guy's looking dapper, got the hat on, got the glasses on, masking to some degree, creating a defensive mechanism there. Pointing upwards, gun fingers, wringing the hands once again, pacifying behaviour. Here, and I might brush upon some frail egos on this one, alright? Don't gas me. This is all pseudoscience. None of it makes any sense whatsoever, what I'm about to say. If anything, I'm bullshitting. I'm talking completely out of my arse, alright? Don't take anything I say for granted, okay? Protecting the crotch there. And I'm going to go into details. If you've only joined me here for the first time, I am going to go into details on what I'm mentioning. And we're going to be able to reflect it in real time, okay? As these men get challenged by the women and the vice versa. Right, get this shit out of the way. Get this slop out of the way, alright? Get this slop poison out of the way, yeah? As always, if you want the full series of reaction videos, you'll find them in a link down in the comment section of this video. Aside from that, Patreon is where you'll find a real deal of all of the knowledge. We're going to teach you about attraction, repulsion, game, communication, and everything in between, okay? That's what we do here. Right, let's just bypass all of this introduction. I mean, it's an introduction and a half, right?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here with another episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. And we've got some single men lined up. Make some noise, guys. All right.
Let me just check the frame rate.
Episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, and we've got Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here with another episode of
Back in the house. If there's a little cut there in the video, it's purely down to the fact the frame rate was a little bit knackered, so I just restarted. Right, let's jump in.
or Find Love. To my channel, it's your
Little
host,
explanation
Arlette.
here. All right, cool. Let's get
Hello,
started
everyone,
then.
and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here with another episode of Pop the Balloon
Shout
or
out,
Find
Arlette.
Love. And we've got some single men lined up.
We got single men lined up. Let's have a deek of what's going on. What's fascinating in this is that we're going to be able to see the balloon actually used as a vehicle and an obstruction and a means of telegraphing non-verbal communication. So whereas in the videos we've watched in the past, we've not had any, you know, objects or items that can be used to create obstruction or distraction. Now we have a vivid red balloon, and red essentially is the boldest color, the most eye-catching color, maybe interlinking with our hardwiring of identifying fire. All right, you look at the YouTube logo in the top left-hand side. What do you see? You see red. You look at the logo of my channel. What do you see? You see red. You get a notification on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. What do you see? You see a red dot. It garners your attention, all right? Arguably, yellow is more eye-catching, but more sickening over the long term if you see it over extended periods. That's something I've not gone into in incredible depth looking into, but I do need to research a little bit of color psychology and branding. But let's have a look at where these balloons are held. So, the first one I see, we got two fellas there up at the front closest to Arlette, right? There's only one balloon between them, so I can't identify who's we're looking at. I think we're looking at the fella in the black. He's got the balloon before his crotch, all right? When we are, you know, threatened to whichever degree, maybe not physically threatened, but our brain can't identify the difference. Our limbal brain can't identify the difference as to whether it's a physical threat or like just a purely psychological threat. The fear of being judged, the fear of what's to come and so forth. We'll cover our groin area, okay? This guy here looking at the camera next door, he has got his ventral side exposed. He's holding the balloon with one hand. He looks cool, calm and confident in this freeze frame, okay? Likewise with the guy who is exposing his torso completely next to him. The big guy who's closest to the camera, he is holding the balloon up close to his chest, using it as an obstruction, okay? So when we're children and we're fearful and we're hiding away, we will create distance between us and our parents or authoritarian figures and so forth with like a table perhaps, or by, you know, over exemplifying the body language we see manifesting directly as we're grown up. It still continues to exist, but we try to be a little more sly about it because we can't continue acting like children, right? So have a look at the stance of the feet as well. You can tell different degrees of territorial value depending on how far the legs are, how broad the stance is, and as to whether the genitals are on display. And when I mean that, I just quite simply mean there's a, you know, a spread of the leg and an exposure of such, not blocking that up like the guy in the black there. But we're sort of, you know, mirrored to a likely degree, you know. The big guy here closest with the glasses on, I think his feet are a little more ajar than the rest. You can't see it because I'm blocking it up at the moment. We don't need to go out of our way to show that. That's just a little bit of food for thought, okay? Let's keep on moving.
Make some noise, guys.
Make some noise, okay. Little bit of movement with the guy on the end in the black. Arms are fully extended in the air, but he's creating more movement than the rest. Let me give you some game, people. Movement attracts attention. We know this indirectly because a part of our brain knows to freeze when we are in the face of a threat. So we subconsciously, if not unconsciously, are aware, you know, not to create movement if we are fearful. So we're getting the most movement at first glance from this guy at the end. Little bit of a dance there, whether or not, you know, that's a red flag to a woman or not, I'll leave that up to you, you know. Let's have a look at the guys we didn't see. So we've got a guy in a white t-shirt here, moving on from the guy in the red flannel. We've got two people with shorts on here, which is quite a bold statement to make. And yeah, guy at the end's definitely an eccentric character with the boater hat on. plenty of movement. Let's see where we go from here. And I mean, women like tall men, right? So this guy's hairstyle does him a good service. Not only is he the tallest in the room, but he's got a full head of hair, making him even taller, right? Completely mogging the others as far as height is concerned, because generally these dudes are more or less the same height. You know, there's not a crazy contrast between them. But this guy here at the end is completely towering over them. So by default, biologically speaking, he does have a advantage, you know, when it comes to the women. You know, biologically speaking, there's a provisional and protective quality that comes with being the tallest and the biggest and the largest. That's just the way nature intends that. It's genetic prowess. And quite simply, you identify the tallest person in the room first. Like, quite simply, the tallest people attract the most attention because you look at them first, because they're the easiest to see. They take up the most space naturally, right? Let's keep going.
All right.
That's a black pill right there.
Bringing out some single ladies.
Right, we're bringing out the single lady. I'm looking forward to this, people. Are you getting settled in? Yeah, have you got your snacks? We're gonna do a good assessment here. All right, let's keep moving.
One by one. When she comes
One by one, she says that she puts her hand down in an oppressive fashion because she makes the rules. She is the dominating force here. She is the host. Yeah, when we are friendly and exposing friendliness and being submissive and creating an overt friendly, message, we have the palms up. We expose the palm. When it's the polar opposite and we need to command and we need to take control and we need to ensure we have, a good control over the communication and the situation, we keep the palms down. All right, imagine a guy slamming his palms down on a table. That oppressive force. All right, I mean, even if you look to Germany in that particular historic period and you look at the salute they were using, it was a symbol of power, right? And historically speaking, you know, in the history books, they utilize that particular group of people as an oppressive group of people. So it goes hand in hand. Sorry for the pun.
comes around this corner. If you like what you see, you like what you hear, do not pop your balloon. However, if there's anything that you're not a fan of, go ahead and pop your balloon, and I'll go over to you and see why you ended up popping. Are you guys ready?
Right. You get that, people? She asks, are you guys ready?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, a little bit of non-congruence here with the reaction. The guy in the red flannel is like more or less the only one who clearly nods his head. I was expecting like a full mirror up and down the line.
Pop your balloon, and I'll go over to you and see why you ended up popping. Are you guys ready? Yeah, okay. Are you guys ready?
So she has to double confirm because she's like, there's not much of a transaction here with what I've just asked. Come on, let's get the energy moving. Let's get the energy up. So she asks again, all right? As I said, movement attracts attention. It might not be so much a lack of response, but more so a need to not be seen straight away, okay? Big guy here, though, put some respect on him. He was in complete collaboration with her there. Great big head nod. And when she asks, are you ready? The nodding of the head is a submissive gesture, all right? When you see elders, when you see people in power, when you see, those whom you are supposed to respect culturally, you bow your head, right? It's a sign of respect and submission. We can all be submissive from time to time. It's not a negative term, okay? It happens.
All right. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and bring out our first single lady.
Right, first single lady.
Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name is Ayana.
Ayana has come in. I'll see you on the next video when we assess what's going on here, okay? See you soon. Peace.
To access all full body language videos, breakdowns and analysis, alongside the game that I can't feature here on YouTube, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. Thanks.